Friends, welcome to yet another video in our series Finance and Investing Tidbits. The theme of this video is Key to Investing is Managing Risks. Welcome to this video. Earning a good return on our hard-earned money is absolutely our birthright and nobody denies that to us. And therefore we must seek a higher return on our investments. However, the biggest mistake is to run after returns. Those who run after returns get exposed to risks that may not have been imagined. I know a case of a very elderly gentleman who retired and then found that his return was not adequate, and at some stage he got tempted to lend his money at very high rates of return uh, in a business which didn't have a very strong footing. And a day came when he lost his principal. Right? So he, of course, ran after returns. He really needed better returns, being a retired person. But then that's when he got exposed to risks, which obviously he could not have been able to absorb. We must also remember that every investment involves risk. Even a plain vanilla time deposit with the best bank in the country involves a risk. Risk of reinvestment. For example, imagine you have invested in a deposit for 3 years and you carried a rate of interest of 7%. But when it matures, the rates of interest have fallen to say less than 5%. What do? You will be required to reinvest at low rates. Is that not a risk? It absolutely is. So we have to be very careful about risks which are involved. And therefore, the right thing to do is to focus on understanding and managing risks in investing, whatever may be the asset class that you plan to invest. And when we invest in equity shares, all the more we have to be careful about the risks involved because there are far too many. But once we learn to manage them well and understand them, we are able to generate very high returns. So our focus should be on managing risks, and return is simply a byproduct. When we learn to manage risks, we are creating space for returns to surprise us on the upside. On the other hand, when we run after returns, we are exposing ourselves to a massive risk uh, of downside, and that's where we need to be very, very careful. You would have noticed this, that matches, whether they are individual matches or team games, they're always won by the players and teams who make the least mistakes. Players on both sides at an international level are absolutely great players. Like in cricket, they say catches win matches, whereas those teams which lose catches are very vulnerable to defeat. In the same way, we have to look at our investing as well. My whole strategy of investing is therefore very defensive, understanding the risks and managing them. I have therefore created many videos which deal with variety of aspects of defensive investing. See the series on principles of equity investing, and I will also share a link to that playlist, in the description box of this video. Thank you for viewing.